It's green now. 1, 2, 3. I believe we are live, Bina. I believe we
Okay,
are
hello and
live.
welcome to Modest Culture and welcome home, Sil. Hello.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You're just
I was just
breaking up a
saying,
little bit.
I was just saying welcome home, Sil.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you, Bina. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Yes.
because today's life
Yes.
is different again.
It
Because
is. It is.
after some time now, Sil finally come back home and he was on his, of course, on his how would say that it was not
The
an
author
adventure, but it
conference. That's what you word you're
yes, but
trying
it
to
was
say.
yes, it was. He was in authors conference. He was attending there, and it was fun. I have joined him. Like okay, I experienced that virtually, not as much as I would love to, of course, because I could not
Yeah.
be in the or live on the all these things. But it was even without that, it was fun. Why? Okay, of course, a lot of experiences for self, but I feel
Yeah.
that when you connect with people, even when they have a different mindset, but when you have a kind of like a same path, even if you want to choose something else later on or right now, and you are of course you're walking by your own and separately, but still having this energy of being together with
Yeah.
people on the same path is a big huge deal. I don't know that okay
Yeah.
how many people still found they like they're really like-minded. Of course, everybody has moreness, but how much moreness they have, it's a different story.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It's still being
Nothing
there.
like you, Bina.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a big, huge compliment for me. But
Yeah.
being just being there is actually just showing the universe that okay, yes, now I am coming forward. Now I am getting out of my comfort zone. Okay, not the comfort zone for self,
Yeah.
but I'm coming out and putting myself on this path where I want to be more reachable because I'm reaching out.
Yeah.
The whole universe is just a reflection. When you are reaching out, people will reach out to you.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I will keep going, Bina. I'm just doing all the sharing, but
yes,
I'll
yes, yes, that's
on that
right. That's why I was
in a
just
moment.
filling in. Yes. So
Yeah,
reaching out, just if you want if you want people to reach out to you, you need to do the same.
yeah, yeah,
That's why they say always, okay, love yourself and people will love you. I have experienced that. If
yeah,
you start loving yourself, people do love you because
yeah.
we do that. And I was like really surprised when it was a very small incident. I was just buying a gift for my cousin who lives in Saudi. And when I was buying it was like, okay, yes, I will buy some dress for her. And when I was doing that, automatically I was just trying to find something which I have already seen her wearing, all those type of things. And when I was like, okay, no, this is not, and suddenly I caught myself and I said, why I am choosing, trying to find something which I feel that okay, this is something like what she already like okay, she always wear. And that was a moment of aha for me that we do things as people treat themselves. Like we do the same for them. So I was trying to find something for her. And that was the moment everything just connected with me. Like, okay, the connecting dots there. Oh, if you love yourself, people will love you because they know that, okay? You cue them directly, indirectly, deliberately, not deliberately, but if we cue them, we give that energy out. This is how we want to be treated, the way we treat ourselves. So
Wonderful,
reaching
Bina.
out is also opening up
Wonderful,
yourself.
wonderful. All right.
Okay, yes,
So
I am
to
reaching out.
yeah. So what this is? It's called Author Nation.
Yes.
And all right. Hang on one second. Let me just go finish it. I forgot to click live on TikTok. So let me get
Oh,
this. All right. So where I was for the whole week and why I wasn't doing the lives every day was because I was in Las Vegas at Author Nation. That's the name of it. It's called Author Nation, and it's a big author conference, right? And what you go there for, they're gonna talk about how to market your books, how to write, how to connect it, whatever, anything related to being an author, right? And this is the whole point of the conference. But it's not just going for the seminars, because those you can also do afterwards, right? Well, at the seminar, if you're there live, you are able to ask questions, which I did. And if you, I don't know if they include that in the recording, but they do, you'll see me there occasionally. Well, not that the public can to view this, but anyway, you can watch. So, but the main point of being there is in between the lectures is to connect to other authors. And that is very cool, right? Because this is a very rare opportunity that you get to connect directly. And also, you connecting author to author, which is very different to you just message almost all these authors. You are able to email them, and most of them will respond. Right? There wasn't one guy there that I knew of, and there are very many very successful authors there. You know, seven-figure authors they call it, right? They all respond to the emails and the questions that people ask them, right? And not one of them said, "Oh, I get too much, I can't answer it all." No one said that, right? So but to connect when you messaging that way, you're going to be connecting as a fan. They don't know you're an author. I suppose you could say it there, but now it's like, okay, we've made a connection. Hey, we chatted at Author Nation. Now you have a different connectivity, a different interaction. You're connecting from a different perspective, right? I may be a fan, but also I'm an author, and so you have a different relationship, and that is very, very wonderful. That's very wonderful. Yeah, David joined us on TikTok. So hello, David. And the whole conference is a big deal. Like I said, I mean, there's over 1,000 authors there. And anyway, so I'll be going back next year. And next year, at the end of the conference, the last day, they had like a big show, a fair almost, where the authors each have a table and you put your books on the table and, you can sell your books and whatever else, just kind of connect and general public come. So I'll be doing that, and we'll be doing a lot more because we'll be sharing more in this culture. We'll be promoting the show and the courses and the programs and the books and the audio and you name it, everything. So anyway, lots of stuff going on. But just going to Vegas is also a unique thing. And now, not everybody likes it. For some people, they get a bit overwhelmed in being in Vegas because there's a lot going on in Vegas. But Vegas is quite an example of moreness, right? In a sense that, well, all right, it's moreness in the more usual sense of, uh, extra much. But there's a subtle moreness, which is the moreness that we talk about, which is everything in Vegas is done professionally. It's not done half-heartedly. There's no cheesiness. Oh, well, all right, some of the hotels, but they deliberately cheesy and then they do cheesy properly. But when and you go into some of these hotels, it's just like the one person was saying, yes, it's all very professional, very smart, but the art is like, this is art, this is for real art, right? That's all there, which is very much, something like on Nobilia. But just that professionalism is very, very important. And then, of course, you learn really cool stuff. And for instance, right? So, TikTokers, you're all joining, right? And I'm talking about having gone to the author conference in Vegas. And one of the talks was how to connect to on TikTok, how to use TikTok better, and etc. All right. So I went to the TikTok seminar, and the guy's name is ZS Diamante, Diamante with an I on the end. Zach, well, ZS Diamante. Now he's an author as well, right? And he writes very cool fantasy fiction. Great. So I don't know which exact genre he's in, which niche genre, but you can look him up. ZS Diamante. And he was saying about TikTok. So the first thing he says is, if you're an author, you need two TikTok accounts. What? So, Michaela, who posts for me on TikTok, I hope you see this and you're listening. But also, I believe, sure, you are, yeah, somewhere. And if you are, I'm not looking directly at that particular screen now. So pay attention to this. This is very cool stuff that he was sharing there. So he said, well, why do you need two different accounts for your TikTok? He said, first of all, you need a business account so that you can be connected to the TikTok shop, which I didn't know that TikTok had a shop. See? And well, now that's really cool. So now I discovered something. I learned something. All right, I'm a bit new to TikTok. So all you TikTokers that have joined, Sorry about this, that I'm new to TikTok and I'm still learning. But all right, that's cool. That's cool that I'm learning. And now you can have a TikTok shop and you can put a link. Like now that I'm doing this, if I was on the shop, I could have at the bottom of the TikTok screen in the corner there, right down in the corner, I could have a
Yes.
little link that says
Yes.
buy my book or whatever, right? Which I
Yes.
don't have. Now, all right, we're not doing the
Okay,
show right now
so
about the book, but when we do, well, nonetheless, but he said, but now most people, if you do a bit of TikTok, you may have known this, but now he said, no, you need to have a second account, which is a private account. Why? Because on the business account, you cannot use trending audio in your videos. Yeah. So
okay, so
when I'm done now, and you can edit the video or make the video ahead of time and post it. You in the editing, you can add trending audio, right? And when you add trending audio and TikTok, like he said too, it's important to connect it. So, all right, we're talking about Vegas. So I want to find some trending audio that I'll go in a second, Bina.
okay.
Um, a trending audio that's connected to Las Vegas. I don't know, Viva Las Vegas. Let's hope that's trending. But you see my point. It needs to be connected. So I add that in the editing afterwards when we repost this, and then it will trend. All right. So please say what were you saying, Bina?
No, I was just saying that okay, so as much as I'm enjoying this, but this is the information, of course, we're going to share. We can share later.
Well,
Today, I
I know,
just
but
want.
I'm going making a point. I'm making a point about it. I'm getting there. I understand
Okay,
what you're saying, Bina. I'm making a point. So,
okay,
so all I'm saying is this is something that I learned in Vegas that's very valuable, right? And I'm now relating it to my everyday, right? But yes, this is the point I want to make. I want to tell the story about the mourners that came as a result of this, right, Bina? That's where I'm heading. You understand what I mean?
yes,
And is
yes.
that appropriate? Do you want me to share that, or did you have something else in mind?
No, no, no. Please continue.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, because I'm not quite sure what you were wanting me to share instead.
Oh, nothing. Please
Say.
continue.
Oh, all right, all right. So, all right. So I was, I heard this with a guy, and he's talking all about TikTok and making the videos and everything. Anyway, he had a lot more information that was pretty cool. And then on the last day that we're there, the morning session, there were no morning sessions. So I went early, which I didn't go the day and the day before to get the early sessions. But there weren't any. All right, all right. So we had some time on hand. So, all right, I'm going to show you some more Vegas. And, we were in the Horseshoe Hotel, which is connected to the Paris casino. A lot of the casinos are connected like that, but directly, like you can walk from one to the other. Kind of a longish walk, by the way. A lot of walking in Vegas. If you're going to go to Vegas, be prepared to be walking a lot because everything's big in Vegas. So I wanted to go all the way to the strip, but I was tired and my leg wasn't working so good. So, all right. So where I sort of ran out of energy, but was right there in the well, everywhere there's always gambling, but in the main casino. So I said, all right, I'm here, might as well gamble a little bit. So, all right, off I go to the slot machine. I said to Bina, I discussed this before. I said, I'm going to gamble. I'm going to gamble for like to win a jackpot, not just to play a little bit and maybe you win a little extra, and you win $50, $100, whatever, No, all right, I want to like win big. Okay, so we start playing the slot machine. Now, the last time I played slot machines, they still had the handles, right? So just so you know, it was a long time ago that I played. Nowadays, of course, if anybody's gone there, it's a whole completely different thing. Now, unfortunately, I did record all this, but for whatever reason, the recording wasn't saved. so so we sit down and we start playing. But it's a very complex, it's like all involved and it's spinning and like we don't know what we're doing. But Venus says, well, you can learn how to play, learn game rules. I said, no, 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 I want to just figure it out as we're going along. So we're having a lot of fun. But I said the intent here is, Mornis, always with clarity of intent, the intent is to win the jackpot. And they had like five different jackpots. And no, the grand jackpot. Okay, that's our intent. But then I said, because one of the seminars, one of the very first one I watched actually, was about how to tension in stories, how to keep tension. And he used this that you've got to delay the payoff, delay the tension as long as you can without compromising the tension. And he used the example of just viral videos where they put the rubber bands around a watermelon, right, until it popped, right? It's a very famous thing. And anyway, I said, all right, well, we're going to see how many spins does it take to win the jackpot. Okay. So we're going along and we're playing, and okay, and every time we do the spin, we count. Okay, well, it took us a little while to get this, but all right, spin number seven, spin number eight. I press play and it goes tick 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 tick, and then seven, eight, and we're counting as we go along, right? And then, I don't know where was it like about during spin number 30, we got all sorts of bells and whistles. Oh, every now and then you win a little bit and then nothing. And we couldn't figure out what exactly made us win, by the way. That was quite a fun challenge. But somewhere around about spin number in the 30s, I think it was, we got like a whole little new mini game and it like had this big hammer thing. And anyway, well, it was kind of fun and cool, but it still wasn't the jackpot. So we're playing and playing, and eventually it's like all sorts of bells and whistles and go crazy. Now, we didn't win the jackpot, but we did win, and it said, I don't know, it was hundreds of dollars, right? It was like a big winning thing. So I said to Bina, all right, are we going to stop here or continue? Because I'm kind of tired and I have to get back because we've already been there a long time. So, all right, we're going to cash in and take our winnings. So, here's the point of the Mourner story. So, the guy on the TikTok video was saying, you want to have something that, and the other guy with the delay, he said, the payoff, you must delay the payoff, and there must be a substantial payoff. So, all right, so now I've got to, they print out the ticket, you got to take it to the cashier's window. So now I know we've won a lot, but I'm not quite exactly sure how much, right? So, all right, so we go, it was on the machine. So go to the cashier's window. And of course, the universe is helping us out in this, right? The guy who's there ahead of us takes forever to get done. And not like he was causing it, just he had a lot of stuff and it was just took a long time, right? Anyway, so we stand, we wait, wait. Finally, he's done. Okay. And right as he leaves, some guy who wasn't even in the line in the queue because there were people behind me, he just kind of comes from the side and just casually walks up to the window and not, he seemed kind of oblivious that he was pushing in. Whoop, and he goes in front of us. Like, wow, really, guy? Well, okay, more delayed payoff. It's like exactly what they were recommending, right? All right. So then, okay, finally we get in and I give my ticket to the cashier. Very stern, serious looking cashier woman. And a lot of them are like that in Vegas. They're working with money, right? And so the first thing she takes out is 5 coins. Bang, and she kind of smacks them down on the counter a little bit. And I'm like, "Well, I know this is not the payoff, but I'm just like having a bit of fun, right?" I said, "Wow, really? That's all I get?" She doesn't break stride. Her face doesn't change. Just deadpan. Yes, that's all you get. But this very serious one, and now she's teasing me right back. But she doesn't know that she just, and then she doesn't say a word more. But then she takes out, no, you want big money, she says. And she starts counting 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. And then she counts 20, 40, 60, 80, 10, 90, 92 plus the coins. So the total winnings plus what I put in, everything came to 792, which was pretty cool. And, that paid for my conference. That was very fun. It was very fun. But the fun part of it was just that, when I thought to make the video, and I did try and record it, people, and it didn't record for whatever reason. But it was so perfect from what it was an application of what I had paid attention to in the conference. And this is my point from a Mourner's point of view, because we're about Mourner's culture, and this is Mourner's. Mourner's is understanding attention, understanding intent. So I'd really paid attention to, well, there were other seminars that I'd paid attention to, but those two in particular, I applied them, which is way of impeccability. Mourner's culture, it's all about application. Yes, got to be. Without application, meaningless. I applied it and I was putting it into action, and then the universe helped me, which is also part of an intent. Be aware of this, right? And this is what I want to make the story. When you are paying attention in the first place, your brain is emphasized. Yes, and now you change your brain and you notice things, and then stuff comes at you and you connect to that because it's pertinent and relevant. Then that attention and that intent, you start to involve the universe. Yeah. And then you get this. I mean, I could not have scripted that whole live any better than it was. Yeah, it worked out magically and perfectly. Why? Because of attunement, moreness, attention, everything. And we were being impeccable. We were doing everything appropriately. And then things help you out, right? So this was just, there was the payoff and the bonus and everything. So I'm making a point about being impeccable. Yes, paying attention. That's all of it. It's all of it. That's the whole key point, and that's really awesome. Now, furthermore, in the conference, I connected with many, 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 many authors, and many of them have a lot of mourners going on as people. Yes, because that's really why you write, because you've got some mourners of some kind to share. Not necessarily like in Sher, her story is a very deep mourner story, but it's non-fiction story. It doesn't matter. You got mourners going on, it ends up in your story, right? Like, and I asked a lot of the authors, and they said, mourners, what do you mean by mourners? I said, well, when you're writing, what moreness do you get out of the writing that's not obvious to your readers? Oh, I see what you mean now. And they had this, right? And 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 some said they shared very profoundly with me the mourners, even though I was just using the question to illustrate. So that in that connectivity, on Thursday, Bina and I will be starting our TV show, which is called The Mourners Show. Right? And it'll
Yes.
be everywhere. You can just probably Google it and you'll find it. It's going to be on like Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, I don't know, all these wonderful places, right? It's a TV talk show, and it's going to be called The Moreness Show.
Yes.
Moreness, right? In case you don't, because the AI, it doesn't hear when I say moreness. It gets it all wrong, right? So it's MORE-ness, moreness, right? Like beautifulness, moreness, right? The quality of more, extra. But it's not about quantity. It's about quality, right? And we're going to be discussing all of that. Is I don't want to go into all what it is now because that will be a long story. But the point I'm making is that all these authors, at least many of them, those that I felt, wow, you got a lot of mourners going on as an individual. Um, I already did invite them, and they said, yes, cool, we'd love to be on your show. So we're going to be seeing some very interesting people. And, some of them, they got Hollywood and they made big movies and stuff from their works and all this. So, but I don't care about that. I'm not somebody who's particularly enamored, like, you've been, it matters nothing to me. I don't care because there's another guy who's involved in a very big, huge, one of the biggest series that was there. And I talked to him and he was a bit of a jackass. I'm like, all right, you know. So just because you're famous and successful doesn't mean you're cool, and or at least cool to me, right? So it doesn't go hand in hand. And just because you're not famous doesn't mean you're not cool. Yeah. So I don't care about your fame and your success. I'm going to have these people on as guests because they have moreness as an individual. And that's what we're going to learn from. And this is an incredible potency. Yeah. Now, of course, it's useful to learn and discover how they got to be where they are. But we also have to understand attunement. You have to understand your path. And what is more important, being successful or truly learning and growing? In mourners culture, truly learning and growing is more successful. But in anybody's book, yeah, you can be successful and wealthy and famous and all this, but not be happy. What's the point? Yeah. So if you're not happy, you're not joyful, all of that is worthless, right? And in particular, the authors that I'll be thinking, you can see they have a joy inside them, they have an eagerness, they have an enthusiasm, they love what they're doing. Whether they're successful or not is irrelevant. Yeah. So this is something that is going to be very keen to see, very key to see. Bina, any comments? Because I was chatting a long time there, and any
No,
comments
no, no,
more
no,
just in
no,
terms of the
no.
value from the
I was,
conference?
yes, yes, yes. We had like one thing. You going to the conference, and of course the Mourners Day, and now the Mourners Show. Okay, it's been in pipeline. We have been working on it, and we are going to. But now it is going to be start from 21st of November.
Yeah,
So we'll have that, and this is going to be Thursday. If I assume that, okay, this is how it is going to be. But about the Mourners Show, because we do have our live. This is also a Mourners Show, the original Mourners Show we have. We didn't name it, but this is what we do. Because when we were starting these lives, and still says that, okay, this is where I'm not going to hold anything. I'm not going to limit myself. I'm not going to restrict anything or like,
correct.
okay, tame down. You can say that, okay, thanks for anyone, because this is where I'm going to be completely myself, and that was the intent, that this is what moderness also is. But what is going to be different with the modernist show and the lives, because on the modernist show, of course, we will have a bit of limited time, so we will have very, very concise, very precise content there. Of course, we will try
Yeah,
because of the
Yeah.
limitation and of course the pattern of the program. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but it is going to be more potent because you will find lots of one-liners, lots of just quotes and things, and the topics. Okay, at least I'm very excited about the topics because they are going to be very different and relevant to, yes, sometimes mood and energy, but sometimes to the situation and circumstances also. And we are going to
Yeah.
keep it in
Yeah.
that way. Fun also. So we will have a different, but of course it is not going to be like, okay, oh, I'm coming and I'm going to share my thoughts, and that's it. Have this, okay, we are reading the books and okay, sharing things, and if something comes, this show is going to be very precise and focused on the topic. And I'm excited because having this opportunity where you can actually getting like a summary of these lives, okay, on a particular topic,
Yes.
it's a big opportunity.
Yes.
It's a big
Yes.
opportunity.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. When we do the lives, typically we do in the capital R readings, and we are going into extreme detail, and we're not leaving things, and we're talking about it then. And we may read one paragraph, and because there's so many layers, so much moreness to it, and so much else it connects to, and uh, we may just read a whole paragraph in 1 hour. That's it. But on the shows, we're going, like Bina said, it will be more focused, more condensed, more thematic, more topic orientated. So we're going to
Yes.
be hearing about what Mourners culture is, which is what the Mourners show is: celebration of Mourners, the sharing of Mourners, the elucidation of Mourners, understanding Mourners, etc. And that is going to be more focused, more condensed, right? So this is going to be a very different experience, and then the guests too. Initially, we won't have the guests right away because we do want to get established. But as we go along, we will definitely have the guests, right? And
Yes.
then you'll see that, and that's going to be really fun to see the interaction. And as we go along, I want those listening to be aware that I'm going to have anybody on as a guest, as long as there's a mourners, and we're going to connect to the mourners, right? Anybody, it doesn't have to be authors. It's just going to happen to be because I just know a lot of authors, but anyone is going to be on there, right? Participants of the show is going to be on there. Like Sher, for instance. Now, Sher also happens to be an author, but Sher is going to be on there because, well, Sher's got a lot of mourners, and that's it. So
Yes.
I hope you know that Sher going to be on TV. So I think Sher's listening, right? So
Yes.
you're going to be on. You're going to, whether you like it or not, Sher, whether you like it or not, you're going to be on. All right. Anything to add, Bina? Anything to add? We're going to be
No,
short
this
today.
is yes. We will keep it short today because we are just catching up with
Yeah.
the things like okay pending, and from tomorrow we will have our regular lives, and we will continue with Carlos books about Don Juan,
Yes.
and we
Yes.
will
Yes.
we
Well,
will
actually, we
meet Don
continue on
Juan again.
Tuesday. We'll
Okay, we
continue
will
on Tuesday.
continue
But
on
I have a,
Tuesdays.
I have one more point I want to make from the conference. So yeah, but thank you for that, Bina. But we'll continue on Tuesday. Tomorrow,
Okay.
because I've been away, I've got a lot of backlog stuff that I have to do tomorrow. So tomorrow's a big work day. I'm gonna catch up with stuff. All right. So one thing is very important. One takeaway from the conference, which I'm going to share, and I was aware of this, but I passed it on to others. So in the conference, they ask, how many of you published, and people put their hands on how many are about to publish, and a few will kind of timidly put up their hands, right? So the newbies, right, new authors and there were a good number of them there that I've written, but well, I'm going to be published next year. And I said to every one of them, I said, please do not apologize for not yet being published. And every single established author feels the same. And I said to them, I said, whenever you say this, you see how they like they're like, no man, they don't express it the way I am. But none of the established authors liked it when the newbie authors were like kind of timid and apologizing. So I said, claim it. Yeah, I'm an author. Yeah, I'll be published next year. Not, well, yeah, I'm going to be published next year. You don't know, that's it, claim it, right? And this is very important. This is very, very important. Now, not just in Monas, we of course look at the abstract. We looked at the overview. Just because they're not yet published doesn't make you any less of an author. You may not even have written a word, but if you seriously have the intent to do this. You building your story, you building your characters, you building whatever, even if it's your own personal story that you're going to write your own memoir or whatever. It doesn't matter. If you're earnest and you're serious, you are it. Whether you've now done it or not is irrelevant, right? And again,
Yes.
this the how much it sells doesn't matter. Well, I'm making the point about claiming yourself, claiming your realness, claiming your moreness. It's a theme that is has been in all the shows, right? This is a very important theme. But here's an example of where it mattered. Yeah, and who was irritated by those people not doing it? The successful authors. You might think, well, it would be the other authors, the other newbies, like, hey, you know what? You like claiming your authorness and you're not even published yet. No, this is rubbish. This is absolute complete nonsense, right? So very important that you claim your moreness. Doesn't matter whether it's now got some. When you claim it, you'll get to prove it to yourself later on, which that's because you're real and we verify ourselves. But you have to claim it in order to have it verified. If you don't claim it properly, what are you verifying? You're verifying a halfness. You cannot have that halfness properly verified. You have to claim it fully in order to get it verified. Make sense, Bina?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Very powerful. Yeah, Bina?
It is.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Very
Definitely.
cool. Very, very cool. All right. On that note, we'll
Okay.
end today. And sure, if you're listening, I don't know, I don't see you anywhere. But if you are, just come on Zoom after we end the live, and then we'll go there. Yes, I'll
Yes.
restart Zoom again. Brilliant,
Okay,
brilliant,
thank you
brilliant.
so
All
much,
right.
everyone. And if you are watching this and you
Yeah,
will watch us recorded, please do click like and subscribe to this channel, because by doing so, you are
yeah,
going to train your online algorithm to bring more such value in your life. And
yeah.
ultimately, your online algorithm is connected to your life algorithm. Actually, they are same.
Yes.
The way you are paying attention to things, they respond to that always.
Yeah,
Online,
and
offline,
look how that,
always.
Bina, look how
Yes.
that was demonstrated at the live. I paid attention to the TikTok video. And, I spoke about it to other authors because I went fairly early in the week, right? And I shared what he was saying because it's very valuable information. There's a whole bunch more stuff. And then I paid attention to the tension thing, right? See, that's exactly what Bina says. I trained my algorithm in my life algorithm. And then I had that wonderful experience with playing the slot machine. Yeah. Train
Yes.
your algorithm, your life algorithm. You can practice on your online, see how it works. It's all about attention management, in other words, right? Right.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye for now.
Yes. All right. See you all on Tuesday. All right. Now